What I'm realizing is that women are a special kind of stupid.
Yeah, I could post what I want, but it's up to me not to respond to nobody and keep my loyalty with you. Instead of posting and be like, oh yeah, you think I look good. Or you have people who just leave niggas in the inbox and don't even respond. Oh.
Hey, this is Raulh of Please Act Right. And that's a perfect example of why relationships in Western culture don't work anymore. She thinks even though she's in a relationship, she can post whatever she wants as long as she doesn't respond to the guys hitting her up in her DMs. That simply means she wants to post herself half naked or twerking and her man should be cool with it. Not.
I didn't want a really nice guy when I was 24, right? And so I ended things. I went back on the scene.
Meaning she went back to the streets to be Miss Loose Booty.
I mean, things worked out. I got married, I got a baby. But relatively speaking, if things didn't work out, and I said to myself, you know what? I do want a nice guy. I do want someone who's stable. I do want someone who's loving. Now that I'm older, I'm more reflective. I know you don't believe in older, but right. I'm older, I'm more reflective.
She means she finally realized getting ran through is not the way to go.
Right? I could say I've now changed my mind and I want to reconsider this. Now, whether or not he wants to give me a second chance, I would say he'd be dumb for doing so.
Did you catch that? She said she left the good guy, went back to the streets to get ran through, and now she wants the same good guy she left to give her a second chance. And then she admits he's dumb if he allows her to come back. Listen to it again.
Right? I could say I've now changed my mind and I want to reconsider this. Now, whether or not he wants to give me a second chance, I would say he'd be dumb for doing so. But for me to go back, because I was the one who left, he was a good person. What I wanted has now changed.
Well, what if he wanted change too?
And now he don't want me?
Yeah.
I mean, it don't be happening.
Sorry, but that's where the video cuts off and I can't find the entire video so that I can get the rest of the conversation. But you notice when the other young lady asked her, but what if he wants a change? Meaning the good guy. You see her roll her eyes? It's like she's saying he'd have some nerve if he want to change and not take her back. Fellas, if a woman wants to leave you and you know you've been good to her, first, let her go. Second, never take her back. She only wanted to leave you because she either found somebody she thought was better than you, or she wanted to go out and have her experiences out there in the street, if you know what I mean. And then when it doesn't work out for her with the other guy, or the streets are done with her, she wants to come back to you where it's safe. Do not let her come back, ever. Once she leaves, it's over.
To whoever delivered my package and left it downstairs, I was going to take to count your days until I realized how heavy that thing was. I completely understood. After that, you could have just knocked on the door and, told me we could have lifted it together. We could have did a team lift, because why you do me like that? Like, come on. Like, I was struggling. Look, like, let's be for real. Like,
it was probably a man driver, and he looked at the label and saw it was a woman's name on it and thought to himself, why the hell am I carrying this box all the way up these stairs to this woman's apartment? They're strong and independent. She can carry it up there herself.
I was really trying to assess the issue, like, use my knees, all of that, like, really try to figure out, like, I could do it, like...
Yeah, you can do it. Put all your booty into it. And don't forget, lift with your legs.
Psych. Let's put that back down. Come on, let's be for real. Like, I was so stressed out, y'all. Like, I really didn't know what to do.
You were stressed out in just 30 seconds? Wow. Okay, I'll tell you what to do. Call a couple of your girlfriends and have them help you take it up the stairs.
I just sit down and think about it, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna call my brother. And sure enough...
And there it is. She didn't call her sister or her girlfriends. No, she called her brother, a man. Now, I wonder why she didn't call her boyfriend. But wait a minute, there's more.
He pulled up and helped the sister out. And I was like, well, since you're here, you help me put it together.
And now she's going to have him spend his time that he could be spending doing something for himself, helping put together a piece of furniture for her. See, they don't need no man until they need a man.
What I'm realizing is that women are a special kind of stupid.
One of the most problematic things that I see in the media all the time is this depiction that like men are terrified of marriage, or that like their wife is a ball and chain, or like they're being dragged towards the aisle. Like, why do that? Like, why create this divide where it's like the women are super excited to get married, but then the men are terrified? If your husband is really that scared to get married to you, dump him.
I think she meant if your boyfriend is too scared to get married to you, dump him. And I agree wholeheartedly. Ladies, if you have a man that's scared to marry you, do him a huge favor and dump him immediately. He'll thank you later. And for those of y'all who don't know, She made this video trying to guilt and shame men into getting married. But here's the quick story of why men are terrified of marriage, or should I say divorce.
So my uncle around 20 years ago was divorced. He fell madly in love with this woman that he was with, and they had 3 children together. And he would put in regularly 100-hour work weeks because he worked 3 separate jobs trying to support that family. And he found out one day that she was cheating on him through a coworker of his. And she found out that he found out and filed for divorce. And he had to live in his car for about 5 years, still paying the mortgage for the house that he's not living in, and paying child support for those 3 children that he only got to see when they turned 18. It's that sort of shit, though, why I'm terrified of marriage, because I would have lost my life over that sort of ordeal, honestly. But dude, just dump him, queen. Dump him. His feelings don't matter.
And that, young lady, is the reason why men are afraid of marriage that could lead to divorce. Now, he said he would probably lose his life. I'm not sure if he means he would delete himself or if he means he would delete his ex-wife and the co-worker that she was cheating with, which would land him in prison for the rest of his life.
To the people out there who keep bragging about paying off a 30-year mortgage, 15-year mortgage. So what? You're gonna die. You're not gonna even be around anyway. You talking about leaving it for somebody else? Half these people don't want their responsibility.
So let me get this right, lady. You hear people are happy because they paid off their 30-year, 15-year mortgage early, and you think it's a bad thing because you instantly think that they're trying to leave the house to somebody else when they die. How about this scenario, genius? The person paid the house off early, and now they get to live mortgage-free for the rest of their lives. Man, it never fails. Always somebody around to poop on another person's victory simply because it's something that they don't want to do. Wow. But she reminds me of somebody, and I just can't seem to put my finger on it. Oh, I know.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
I don't cook no meal from scratch for no man until I'm a wife. If you hungry, I got some cat. And if you starving, I got some butt.
Y'all will get on this app and say anything.
Exactly. And like I always say, fellas, whatever woman you're dealing with, make sure you check her social media pages and see what she's posting. So if she's posting garbage like this.
I don't cook no meal from scratch for no man until I'm a wife. If you hungry, I got some cat. And if you starving, I got some butt.
So basically what she's saying is she's not going to cook from scratch for you, but she'll take off her clothes and let you do freaky things to her. And keep in mind, this is a video that's public for her whole family to see. I bet you her parents are so proud.
I look in the mirror and I say, why do I have to work? When I look like this, I'm just a little confused.
And that's why you have to work, because you think that your looks is all it takes to get and keep a man and have him pay all your bills. And as long as you keep thinking that way, you're going to remain single and you're going to remain working. Now get back to work.
Why am I badgered or called a gold digger or anything else when I say I don't want to work and I want my man to take care of everything for me financially, in life in general? I just want to be soft and carefree and worry free.
Did you all hear what I heard? Because all I heard was me, 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 me. Just like the previous woman in the tight black dress. That's why all of you all are going to continue to have to work and pay your own bills. Because of social media and channels like mine, playing these videos for men to listen to you and your selfishness. Men are not falling for this nonsense anymore from Western women in Western society. But here's a fun fact. The women in other countries, they're getting their bills paid by Western men. But the men who are paying those bills are getting something of real value in return from those women. So young lady, you might want to study what those women are doing to get that stress-free life and carefree life that you claim you want.
If a man favors getting his blank sucked, red flag. Flag on the play. Because guess what? That's not exclusive to women. Everybody has a mouth. You see what I'm getting at?
Everybody who has a mouth should not be allowed to hit the record button and make a stupid video like you just did, young lady. Using her so-called logic, if a man wants to kiss a woman, it's a red flag because everybody has lips. If a man wants to hug a woman, it would be a red flag because everybody has arms.
Men, they've been taught through the patriarchy to assert dominance all the time. So it's kind of like two dogs. You know how two male dogs, even if they're male dogs, one will still mount the other one? Yeah, they're mounting one another because that dog wants to assert dominance over the other.
Girl, just say that you've been dealing with men from the alphabet community. Because when I see another man, mounting him never crosses my mind. The sad thing is, she actually believes that she's dropping some knowledge with this nonsense. Girl, go take a nap. And now, for the winner of today's Women Are a Special Kind of video.
What I'm realizing is that women are a special kind of stupid.
This guy, he was so low vibration. He wasn't even willing to spend $150 to spend an afternoon with a woman like me.
On
That's
a first
some,
date?
right? That's some low vibe.
No, I was gonna say 150 on a first date is kind of wild.
Well, when you get to my level,
on a first date,
that's nothing. Normal first dates for me are thousands of dollars.
And because some foolish rich man did it, she thinks every man is supposed to do it. Let's see if she mentions any of those rich men putting a ring on her finger and saying, I do.
That's insane. That's not really what's happening.
Usually it's like free to
go to the beach,
time.
like
Yeah.
Like it's a first
fine.
date. You're getting to know the person. This isn't like you're my girlfriend. I'm gonna spend thousands of dollars on you.
But here's the thing. When you're an expert psychoanalyst, you don't need that. You know the person instantly. So I have that gift. I don't need all this time to get to know a man. I don't need it.
Oh, okay. You're a professional psychoanalyst.
I know right away. Almost like what you would think of as a psychic. Right into you, right away. I know exactly what you got going on because I'm such a master at the human psyche. I'm very educated.
What she really means is she can tell right away when a man is going to stand his ground and not waste his money on her. In other words, she can tell which guys she can and cannot play in order to get them to give her money, take her out to overpriced restaurants, and buy her overpriced gifts.
Again, I'm not a typical woman walking around. I can coach women through some basic skills. You don't have to be my level. But it's street smarts. You read vibes. You don't read what they say.
Okay, all right. Which one is it? A few minutes ago, you said you were educated. Now you're saying it's street smarts. Honestly, I think you're full of it. Because of her looks, men who have money are just spending it on her because they want favors in return. And I guarantee you, not one of those rich men put a ring on her finger because she's not mentioning that she used her her professional psychoanalysis to snag a rich husband. And one last thing, if she's so psychological, why doesn't she realize that all she's doing is sitting on this podcast making a complete fool out of herself? I guess the world may never know. Hey, somebody had to tell you, and I love you, so it might as well be me. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to get notified when I post a new video. I post a new video every week. And in the meantime, will you please act right? My name is Raulh. See you in another video. So if you enjoyed this video, check out one of these two videos right here. I'm sure you'll enjoy them too. And if you like, you can visit my channel. I have plenty of videos there. Go ahead. Don't be scared.